like the music does. The sounds they make me hypnotized. It feels like a drug. Throw me in the biggest crowd. That's my safest place. You must know what this feels like now. However long it takes. Close your eyes, get it in your skin, let the music in. It's a ride, don't fight anything, let your body win, let the music in. Let the music Nothing makes me come to life like the music does. Nothing makes me come to life like the music does. Close your eyes, get it in your skin, let the music in. It's a ride, don't fight anything, let your body win, let the music in. Let the music in. Let the music in. Let the music in. Let the music
Happy Wednesday, everybody, or happy Valentine's Day. How are we all doing? Good to see you all here. I actually had to race home for this live show because as of this week, renovations have started happening in my kitchen, which means there's no water running at the moment. There is limited electricity. I made sure it still existed in this part of the building. And I tried setting up the live show at my parents' where I'm staying for the most part, but I keep coming back here each day to help with working, which my dad is mainly leading the charge on. He helped me a lot when I came to renovating my bathroom. I don't know why he puts himself through it, but yeah. And so I've currently got a heater on as well because there's no central heating or anything like that. But the warmth of you, the viewers, is what will warm me up more than anything. Let's just say hello to everyone in the chat. We've got Mojo. Hello, good to see you here. Marianne, good to see you. Let's see if I can use some ideas for tonight. hopefully there'll be ideas for everyone. And it doesn't just mean single people. There is actually something in the caption, the description, which I kind of feel I might have regretted putting, and it was the idea of like, let's embrace the joys of independence and celebrate self-love and freedom. I am by no means suggesting you can't experience those things being in a fruitful relationship. Of course you can. And if anything, what we're going to talk about today can be done by anyone, whether you're in a relationship or not. We got Clem Fandango, we've got Siago guitarist, we've got Durban Brown, we've got Fifth, we've got Carver, Stike, Kira, Cat Lady. Hello to everyone. Vargelsoff. And I just want to say a massive hello to everyone. But yeah, hope you are doing good. Today is Valentine's Day, and I was rummaging around my thoughts of what I could do for the show. There were a few ideas I had, and then to be honest, with everything else I've had going on, I woke up this morning and I thought, right, it's probably too last minute to book a guest for this, but let me do a bit of reading online. And instead of just coming up with my own list, I found an article from the end of, I was going to say it is. I'm losing my mind on timings. At the end of 2023, it was a Cosmopolitan article, and it has a list of 29 things to do if you're single on Valentine's Day. And so I thought we could go through it, discuss each one, see which ones are feasible, and a question, are these things that could be done anytime? Why not practice self-love and self-compassion at any time of the year? But firstly, as introductions to anyone that's new, hello, my name is Myles Dyer, and welcome to Myles Dyer Live, where every Wednesday at this time we hang out and talk about all things from the serious to the fun, and sometimes a bit of both. When it's serious, it's things like mental health and well-being, life hacks, world events, and then when it's the more fun side, it could be quizzes, gaming, pop culture, all sorts. And then sometimes we kind of blend it in as well. Mancunian Game Cat, you can't believe anyone as beautiful and great as you is single. Very, very kind. The reality is that I'm a decent person, but we all have flaws in that, and I don't know, I'm just a very patient person. I had a lot of really bad experiences in my early 20s, which definitely messed me up for a good decade. I've talked a bit about it in the past and so I sort of stayed away from relationships. Not overtly, it was more of a subconscious thing where I just couldn't engage with it at all. I'm definitely in a much better place now, but I don't know, I have patience and I kind of, wait until things are right. But I think we just live in a very interesting world where the abundance of connection through the internet, whether it's dating apps or social media, I think means people have become, people have to become more picky, because once upon a time you would live in a town, you just know the people in that local area, perhaps people that you work with, and so there was no real sense of there was a sense of like, oh, if I this is the choice I have, whereas now you're literally connected with people from all over the world. And so I think on the plus side, it means there's more chance of connecting with someone you're compatible with, but on the negative side, I think it creates that subconscious feeling of like, is this am I settling for the best situation, or is there something better? Because the reality is no relationship is perfect. Relationships you have to work hard at for them to be a success. And I also think there's a lot of noise in the media, especially when we look at films and that, of like what it is to be in love. And I think it creates a lot of false perception, which leads people to disappointment. And I think that we see that with a lot of things in the world. And so this is a long and roundabout way of me saying that I definitely struggle with that. And some things are, I think, because I'm perhaps too picky or not giving things a try. But I think other times as well, on the flip side, I deal with people that are complete time wasters, people that don't respect your time. And then you just have to move on. It's always a balancing act of like how much of a chance do you give someone until you're basically compromising who you are. Because the blunt way is like, you get people in the sort of, I'm going to say, traditional dating scene where it's like people play the part of being someone that is going to be liked by the person they want. But I'm always like, yeah, all right, but let's say you do connect with that person you really like. You're gonna let down your guard eventually. Eventually, they're gonna find out the real you, or if not, you're gonna not be happy having to be a constant fake. I mean, some people do it. For me, it's about putting yourself out there, being honest, and then it means when you connect with the right person, you feel comfortable together, and relationships are a multiplier effect. The negative extreme is people that go into a relationship to make them feel better because they're not happy with their own lives. That is not helpful. Whereas if you have two individuals that are I say somewhat comfortable, no life is perfect, but people that are good in their own lives, when they come together, it becomes a multiplier effect, and then they reinforce each other. But those are just some of my thoughts to kick start. But we're not talking about relationships. We're talking about what you can do on Valentine's Day if you're single. But, human beings are very complicated individuals. And there's no, rule book on like this is the exact way of doing it. We're all a bunch of marbles bouncing off each other in this world with all these variables, different experiences, different backgrounds, different cultures. I have some close friends of mine who don't even know how they would deal with dating because they met their partners before dating apps were a thing. It's an interesting one. I'm just reading some of the comments here about the pressures of media and things like that. But anyway, that wasn't me batting off the compliment. I'll definitely take the compliment, but it was just, I just wanted to say that. So if you have a troubled life, you should stay single. No, I don't think that. I don't think that at all. I think it's about finding someone that you're compatible with, and because you can have a troubled life and still be in the balance with someone, but the idea of going into a relationship because that is going to fix everything, I think that's where people go wrong. But yeah, long-winded point. Hollyweird is weird. Hollyweird. I've never heard Hollyweird before. I remember that. And Fifth says, make sure you love yourself today, people. Just close the blinds first. But to be fair, taking that second to last line about first, loving yourself, I think goes to that point I made. Loving yourself, you've got to learn to love yourself before you love other people. It's the same thing of like you can't pour from an empty cup. Always, really, really, really important. But before we kick off with all of that, for anyone that liked the music at the beginning, Let the Music In, I love that song so much. It's available on my Spotify playlist, Myles Dyer Live. If you just search that on Spotify or use the QR code, that's the image you're looking for. It's an awesome playlist. It's awesome. In the background of these live shows, we do have a puzzle of the thumbnail, which you can find here, and the link. I haven't put in the description yet. Let me find it for you, people. I mean, a lot of you will know what it is, but it is bit.ly/MDL133 puzzle. But I've just put it in the chat, and I should probably. Is it going to let me pin it? Yes, it will. I've just pinned it there. And basically the way it works, because some of you like to keep busy in the background, you just click on a tile, you click on somewhere else, and it swaps it around. And if it flashes green, it means it's in the right place. If it flashes red, it means it was in the right place, but is no more. 448 pieces. See if you can complete it by the end of the show. Good luck to you. And this is the article we're going to be looking at today. But before all that, there was some news that came in today that the scientifically scariest game ever made, Madison, which is getting a virtual reality version. It was meant to be coming out, I believe, on the 20th of February. It's been delayed to March 23rd, which means I get a little bit more time. To be fair, I'm glad that they're delaying it if it needs delaying, which obviously it does because that's why they're delaying it. I'm glad they're not just rushing it. It's going to be the best thing you've ever seen on a live stream, I think. I'm absolutely terrified at the thought of playing it. but it gives me a bit of a breather until then. Me doing Let's Plays is going to slow down a lot at the moment because while I'm at my parents', I do have a backup green screen with me. I haven't fully set it up yet, but whether I'm going to be able to live stream VR games while there, I'll have to wait and see. But yeah. Right. Two things we like to talk about. Firstly, vitamin G. Although we're going to be talking a lot about gratitude today, I'm sure. Taking a moment to say what you are grateful for. This is something I invite everyone in the chat to share. It's something that you should practice every day, though. I often say that, when your head hits the pillow, that's a good time to do it. Just thinking about what you're grateful for in life. It could be a person, it could be an experience, it could be a thing. But yeah, vitamin G, vitamin gratitude. Really, really good thing to practice. For me, what am I grateful for? I am really grateful for my parents at the moment who've been incredibly supportive, especially with this kitchen endeavour we're going through. Like right now, my kitchen is just gone. It's just stripped. Floor, walls, everything. And I'm actually going to be knocking down the wall from the kitchen into the living room because up until this point, I've never had a dining room table. When I've had my dinner, I would have it here, which meant I would work all day here, I would eat here, and then I would do all my live streaming and setup and live show stuff and side project stuff here as well. So it's going to be nice to have a breakfast bar to be in. So there is that. Right, here we go. Someone in the chat was saying, where were they? Hello, Myles. Carlotron VR. Hello, Myles. Good night from Barcelona. Good night to you in Barcelona. I love Barcelona. I've not been there in a very, very long time. Would love to head back. Sagrada Familia, is that the name of it? Oh, I haven't been there in like 20 years. Incredible there. Mancunian Game Cat says family. Family. Good to be grateful with family. We don't get to choose our family. Not everyone gets a lovely family, but if you do, you're doing all right. Kira Cat Lady says, I'm grateful that compared to this time last year, my life feels more manageable and less burdened in by anxiety. So good. The ebbs and flows of life, when you can strike that, it feels awesome. So really, really glad to hear that. Chris says, I've had a dining room table at every flat. I just have a coffee table, which was just not bad. It's bad for your back, just leaning over it. Not good. Canuck Tune says, do not fear, the weird Canadian is here. Or you could have just said Canadian. Just a Canadian. Callie Time Cat says, vitamin G. A colleague in our office's workplace adjustment team. I spent almost an hour having a good long chat with her today. She has been so helpful, and I have faith she will help sort it all out. That's really, really good to hear. Really good to hear. Do you keep sharing your vitamin Gs, but also you don't have to share them. Just keeping them to yourself and thinking about it can be just as beneficial. And also in our Discord, Empathy Arcade, link is in the description. We have a vitamin G channel as well as channels for all the other parts of the show. Dyer discoveries. Today I read an article. Well, I did a YouTube video years ago called Childhood Hangovers, and it's about things that you believed as a young child but you never got challenged on in your life, and so it carries on into your adulthood. This is not quite that, but basically I read an article and it had a word written out that I've said many times before in my life, but I've never seen it written out before. So it's not a groundbreaking discovery, but it was the word zilch. When they say zero, zilch. I mean, I've said it before. I don't say it often, but I've definitely heard it. I've definitely said it. Zilch. And I've never seen it written down before. And it was just one of those moments I'm like, wow, I turned 37 on Saturday, and in my entire life, I've never seen it written down. Have you ever had that before where you've seen a word that you've kind of known your entire life and you're just like, oh, I didn't know that was written that way. So yeah, a very, very small OMG Dyer discovery this week. Nothing too profound, but that happened earlier today and it kind of blew my mind. Right, people, I think we should just crack on with the main topic of the show, which is 29 things to do if you're single on Valentine's Day. And this is by Veronica Lopez, Kayla, I'm going to say Kibbe, and Rachel Varina. Mojo says, it's a great word. I use it all the time. So yeah, we have those three things, and those three people talking about these 29 things. Consider this the perfect excuse to treat yourself. And thank you very much. Yeah, I'm getting old. Oh, that's a nice photo. If you're here, chances are you're feeling some type of way about being single on Valentine's Day. I know romantic comedies or erotic novels, if you lean a little spicier, lead us to believe that finding your soulmate is the end-all, be-all goal in life. But spoiler, being single, no matter the day of the year, is freaking amazing. It says nothing about you other than you're an independent badass, period. Apologies to the Valentine's Day industrial complex, but we're breaking up with your couple-centric narratives. Seriously, and I cannot stress this enough, whether you're happily single, navigating a confusing situationship, or are currently getting over a tough breakup, there's nothing weird about not having a romantic partner on February 14th. We're not going to read all of this, but that is a good introduction. So, here we go. Give off, Myles. You're only 37, not 107. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. All about perspective. All about perspective. So, we're just going to go through these and just sort of test the temperature of what people think about this. Canuck Tune says, you're not old, Myles. You're years from using dang nabbit and get off my lawn. I wonder what terms we use today are going to, in the future, be like really old phrases. It'll be interesting to see that, right? Yeah, independent badass. Leo AI broke up with my girlfriend 3 days ago. At least I got RE4 VR and without parole gang. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing all right. And in many ways, you've come to the right live show because we get to go through all of this together. So number one, embark on an adventure. Now, I do understand that, like, here in the UK right now, it is 23 minutes past 9 at night. So the idea that, I mean, you might do with some of these. The idea that we're planning what to do on Valentine's Day now. I mean, if you're in the States, you probably get away with it more. But, Valentine's Day for many people is already over. So this is something to think about next year. But most importantly, it's the idea that it's not about just today, it's about any other day. Oh, and by the way, I haven't said this already, do hit the like button. Really appreciate it, peeps. So number one, embark on an adventure. There's literally no rule that says you have to wait for your person to go on an epic adventure. The Valentine's Day, get all wanderlusty and get us. So this Valentine's Day, get all wanderlusty and set off on a solo expedition, whether it's a charming little French town across the globe or just the artsy cafe with the funky paintings and the trendy part of the city. The world is your metaphorical oyster. I agree. Go on an adventure. I think going on an adventure is completely sound. I guess what I want to do is at the end of this, I want us to come up with the top 3. So I want everyone to note down the numbers of like the ones they think are really good. I think going on an adventure is really high, but I do know that we have 28 still to go, and we might find that this gets beaten very quickly. Number 2, host a solo movie marathon. I know the calendar says it's V-Day, but really it's the perfect day for some bed couch rot. I've never heard the term couch rot before. Transform your living space into the ultimate movie den with comfy pillows, weighted blankets, and every damn snack you can dream of without having to share. So, I mean, this is a good one. Host a solo movie marathon. There are a lot of movies I need to catch up on. But it's just getting access to all of them because, like, there's so many different platforms now. But there's no reason you can't just, like, you know, have a full Netflix day. I'm going to replace this and say have a solo gaming marathon. You know, treat yourself. I mean, Leo already pointed to it. 3 days after a breakup, has got RE4 to get sunk into. joking aside about stuff, when you are dealing with breakups, and we've spoken in the past about dealing with grief, it's all about attention. Where is your attention? Is it in the grief or is it onto other things? And so that's why the idea of keeping busy is important and can be really, really beneficial. So, yeah. Number 3, create a vision board. I know vision boards can feel kind of dated, but not only are they a fun excuse to buy a bunch of mags to get all crafty with them, but the actual act of creating the collage helps focus your goals, clarify your desires, and manifest your dreams. So go on, grab those glitter pens and craft a vision board that's so vibrant and ambitious as you are, or as you would be. From travel pics to inspirational quotes, add any and all visuals that motivate you. Once you're done, display the board someplace so you can see it serve. I actually like this, creating a vision board. I like this one a lot. I do sometimes have these. Again, these can be done at any time of the year. I do like doing reset days. I've actually got here like 5 priorities to change the game in what I do with online stuff. And actually, I can read them to you now. I mean, this is very specific, but number 1 is getting guests on the show. I'm making it happen. Number 2 is doing YouTube shorts, and which ties into number 3, which is highlight clips. Number 4 is merchandise, getting that merchandise, and then number 5 is like metadata and monetization. I mean, that's very boring, sort of about the sort of stuff you do here, but like just taking a time to say, hey, what are the 5 things I could do? It's all about prioritization. You think of a goal. So if it's like, what are the 5 things right now that would make me happy? Going for walks, seeing friends, just think of the 5 things and then just make one of them happen. It can be life-changing, literally. Number 4, write letters to your future self. I think this is a cool idea, and I'm just having a look here what everyone was talking about the previous ones. Lord of the Rings extended movie marathon would definitely work. Couch rot sounds like the stuff you'd find down the side of the cushions 25 years down the line. It does indeed. It does indeed. Lots of love for the vision boards, it seems. But yeah, ever wanted to time travel? Here's your chance. Grab your fanciest stationery and write letters to your future self. Think of it like journaling, but instead of focusing on the now, you're zeroing in on what's to come. Map out your dreams. Make a sex bucket list. What the fuck is a sex bucket list? Here we go. Let's find out. There we go. Wow. Look at this. Massive bucket list. There we go. I mean, obviously, they're just plugging another article. Figure out the qualities you want in your next partner, whatever. Once you spilled your soul, address the notes to different versions of you in the future. There we go. I kind of feel like doing a sex bucket list right into your future self. I don't know. Like, some people would find that interesting. I find that that's something that would probably change a lot. You don't own a sex bucket to keep lists in. Amazing. But yeah, I think writing letters to your future self or doing a video. I think a video is more powerful. I mean, the act of writing is powerful. Obviously, you get to think about your thoughts, but I do think recording a video message could be great. Everyone's thoughts on the sex bucket list. Hilarious. Number 5, pamper yourself with a spa day. You know what screams self-love? A full-blown, no-holds-barred spa day. If you're up for some luxury, book yourself a bunch of services that make you feel like the royal you are. We're talking massages, manis, facials, fluffy robes, and complimentary Prosecco. You deserve it all. Working with a budget, no problem. Turn your home into a DIY spa with bubble baths, face masks, and a personal massager. Wink, wink. Yeah, I mean, I would put into this, flotation tanks. I like to do that. I was thinking about going on one today. I just didn't get a chance. Clem Fandango says, I don't have a bucket, so I'll just write the word sex on the side of the bin. Maybe sex bucket is going to be it's going to be at the top of this. Yeah, I mean, that's good. I'm going to write it down. Okay, try a new recipe that you've bookmarked forever. there you have to be at least a few TikTok recipes. There have got to be at least a few TikTok recipes you saved. Pull them up, make a night of it. Run to the grocery store, buy what you need, and get to work. I like this. Bonus points if you Google the best wine pairing for a said meal or whip it up at an at-home version of your favourite cocktail mocktail. I think that's a pretty good one, actually. Cooking. Leon Kennedy fan says, 1, eat lentil soup. 2, listen to a song. Excellent. I'm going to save this. I'm going to save that on the list. Number 7, or take yourself out to dinner. I actually think 6 is much stronger than 7. I'm willing for people to correct me on that. I think cooking for yourself, there's more of a process and self-satisfaction. Taking yourself out. I've gone to restaurants and eaten by myself before. I have no issue with it. But they say taking yourself out to dinner is majorly underrated. There's nothing quite as satisfying as making a reservation at your favourite restaurant, getting dressed up just for you, and ordering everything that your mouth water just because you can. Bring a good book or your favourite magazine. Again, might we suggest ours, and bask in how good it feels to treat yourself the way you want to be treated. You are your greatest Valentine. I mean, that is kind of cool. I think about times I've had really great conversations with other people that have eaten at restaurants by themselves and stuff. But yeah. 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 I think the cooking still wins. Play a Galentine's Day. While you might be single, that doesn't mean you only have to spend Valentine's Day by yourself. Even your friends are relationshiped up. Plan ahead to make separate plans with them to have the best type of celebration there. Galentine's Day. Sip on some fun drinks, munch on little snacks, and take the time to appreciate the wonderful friendships you have with the women in your life. Obviously, this is women focused, but could be with lads. Could be with lads. Number 9. Have a long FaceTime catch-up with another single friend or family member. If you said or texted the words "we're overdue for a catch-up" in the past 6 months, go ahead and put it all in the calendar. I think that's a good one, actually. Going down the list and thinking, who are the people I've said we need a catch-up, and then just make it happen. I'm going to say, I'm going to put this in. I'm going to save this, but I do think it's like organised hanging out with them. Sitting alone in the restaurant, not for me, but at least there's no quibble with splitting the bills. Yeah, that's true. You can't just walk away. Go on a first date, number 10. Okay, so I know this is all about how to be single on Valentine's Day, but hear me out. Go on a first date. You heard me. The dating app match you've been chatting with, they're single too, presumably, and most likely don't have plans together tonight. Take advantage of lovely dovey vibes that come with V-Day and go dinner, grab a drink. Have a fun hookup, whatever the vibe calls for. Get to know someone new. I like that. I think going on a first date, if it allows, is good. Take a fun class. So what that could be, a language class or a workout class, cooking class. I do feel that this sort of ties in with, like, I know it's sort of a mixture. It's like the embark on a new adventure or try a new recipe you've had. I think there's something there, isn't there, about like spending the day experiencing something new. I think that's the theme, isn't it? Yeah, I think taking a fun class is good. Get some retail therapy in. Retail therapy is good, but I mean, maybe treat yourself to one item, but don't go splashing out to fill a hole. I think that's where things can go wrong. But look, retail therapy definitely can make you feel better. Focus on your New Year's goals. Again, I think this ties in with the vision board thing. It's still early in the year, they say. So if you need an activity or goal to channel that single and sufficient energy into, you can totally look at that list. Did you plan on becoming healthier, trying a new hobby, reading more? Yeah, I think all of that is important. Do some pre-spring cleaning. Cleaning out your closet, make a donate pile, throw out expired makeup, skincare products, going through the fridge. I mean, I've done quite a lot of that actually, like removing my entire kitchen and like the fridge and freezer completely emptied. So yeah, the idea of like having a clean slate, you know, was it what do they say? Clean home, clean mind. Is that what they say? Decluttered room, decluttered mind. What is the saying? What is that saying? What is that saying? Someone help me. What is it? Is it like like clean room, clean mind, or something like that? It's the idea that by like decluttering your space, you're actually improving your health as well. Is it like tidy room, tiny mind? It's absolutely killing me. I'm trying to remember. Yeah. Interesting. Right. Have a sexy... Yeah, cleaning and minimizing. I love that. Minimizing. That's a big part of decluttering. And obviously I did that on a few episodes ago talking about the t-shirts. I think that's really, really good. So have a sexy photo shoot. I actually think if you've never done it before and you get the chance, honestly, book a professional photographer because they guide you. And like having a proper photo shoot, I think is an awesome experience. I actually think it's a bucket list. You think it's just clean room, clean mind? Yeah, I think you're right as well. But yeah, getting a photo shoot. I had it done when I was in Romania, in Bucharest, by myself. I booked an award-winning photographer and went around the city with him, and it just, you know, it's nice to have some proper photos. It's really, really good for that. So yeah, have a sexy photo shoot. Why not? And again, doing it on Valentine's Day, you're probably going to get a premium price charged because photographers are going to be very, very busy. But any other time of the year, just have a look. And often you'll find that there are really great photographers that are just starting, that just want a few customers to get them going, that will give you reasonable rates. So there's all of that. There's all of that to think about. Number 16, have a regular day. You don't even have to do anything special on Valentine's Day to get through it. Wake up whenever you usually do, brush your teeth, have some breakfast, and go about your day just like it was any other. Because sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself to avoid feeling sad is to pretend that the holiday doesn't even exist. So, yeah. Number 17, they like these letters, don't they? I feel like there's a bit of overlap in this. To be fair, there are nuanced differences, but I am starting to see some themes and clutters. So one of them is like new experiences, new skills. Some of them are to do with like cleaning your space. Others are about like the vision of your future. And then others are like self-reflection in letters. You know, they've had write a letter to your future self, but now write yourself a love letter. The most important relationship you can have is with yourself, which is why spending V-Day solo can be a really great opportunity to connect with your mind. Licensed psychotherapist Makesha Miller suggests writing yourself a love letter. Celebrate you and the progress you have continued to make in your life, she says. This is the perfect time to fall in love with yourself. Make it as romantic as you would if you were writing a love letter to a partner, complete with the spritz of fancy perfume on the pages and then discussions about all your best qualities. I mean, I do think this ties in with like the vitamin G thing, like just having mantras. You don't have to write it down, just saying it to yourself, just thinking it. But sometimes having post-it notes of just qualities that you like about yourself can be really, really beneficial. So, tidy house, tiny mind. I think that's what we're getting to. But yeah, I never feel sad during this holiday, Chris says. I don't think I feel sad, but I think, literally number 18. I'll read this first and I'll get to it. So, take the day off from Instagram or social media. If seeing other people's couple goals pics on the gram is going to make you feel even more salty about your situation, delete the app entirely or be mindful of your scrolling. Don't spend too long on social media if images of romantic Valentine's Day gifts and pictures are going to haunt you. Haunt you. So social media, this kind of thing doesn't haunt me. But I do think there is a subconscious thing going on. It's like, on New Year's Eve, if everyone's doing stuff, when there's a particular event and everyone seems to be doing something and you're not, the fear of missing out isn't always about like overt sense of like, oh my God, I'm missing out. Sometimes it's just kind of beneath the surface. Like, you're like, I'm just getting on with this, but then maybe I'm not living life to the full at the moment. And I definitely feel that. I would love to have companionship, but it's got to be at the right time. And when I see other people in companionship, I don't feel salty. I don't feel jealous. I guess I feel longing. I feel, it's a shame that I've not achieved that yet. And I do think that, social media can amplify those things. So I actually think this is a really strong one. Again, I would broaden it to social media. You haven't seen any mention of Valentine's Day on the socials. Wow. Well, that's good. I mean, I think lots of people don't necessarily overtly talk about Valentine's Days, but they'll definitely share photos of their partners and things. Spread love by gifting yourself or others flowers. So this ties into like the retail therapy. Valentine's Day isn't exclusive to romantic love, says Robert Van Dor of lunchdates.com. If you're not getting flowers this year, give them. Pop into Trader Joe's after work and scoop up affordable flowers to distribute at a nearby nursing home. Nothing feeds the soul like making others smile. Afterward, you can reward yourself with a fancy takeout from a high-end restaurant and relish in the fact that you spread love in an unexpected and authentic way, he adds. I do like that. Going out, act of kindness, spreading love can be done in many, many ways. I think that's awesome. Number 20, remember that being single legit isn't the worst thing. You can also volunteer at a youth shelter, soup kitchen or animal shelter. Give away your time, energy and skills unconditionally to serve others, says sex and relationships expert Alexis Taylor. It's easy to feel bad when you're single on Valentine's Day, but we don't see others and recognise their basic needs when we are higher in the Maslow hierarchy and self-absorbed. Take that energy and spin it in something positive to help those less fortunate. I think I would tie, again, 19 and 20 together. I mean, 19 I'd split in half. Gifting yourself, we've said with retail therapy. Giving others flowers, I think, is this one of like, go to a local home or things like that. That can all be really, really important. 21. Do everything you'd do if you were coupled up. Let's be real, most dates always end in Netflix anyway, which is great because you don't need a partner to do that. There are plenty of things you can do by yourself that couples are always doing on Valentine's Day. See a movie, order dessert, do anything that makes you happy. I kind of feel like that's basically what most of the list is. So, but this end bit kind of touches upon what I said at the start. It's totally great to be in touch with your emotions, but don't buy into the idea that you need another person to be happy. A partner is an enhancement. It's not a substitute. I think that is really what it comes down to. Number 22, hibernate. Yes, you read that right. If you were looking for an excuse to stay in, turn your phone on Do Not Disturb and veg out for 24 hours. Again, we sort of touched with this. Sleeping all day alone in your room doesn't mean that you're depressed and lonely, says Chris Pleans of Date and Scale. And the fact of the matter is, with all the burnout and stress from your everyday life and work and school and balancing your platonic friendships, you're likely in need of rest anyway. It's one good way to recharge and enjoy some quiet time by yourself. I definitely need to do more of that. Because when I play like VR games, that's still using quite a lot of energy and stuff. Sometimes I just need to have a duvet, a cover, and just watch TV. I need to do that a lot more. I really rarely do that. So yeah. And also, Callie Timecap was saying with flowers, imagine, something else. James O'Brien, British presenter, this morning he mentioned a bunch of premium roses cost mega amount to buy today. Wait for it, £75. Yeah, at least £75. That's like on the low end. So yeah, don't buy yourself flowers on Valentine's Day. Do it any other time of the year where there's not the Valentine's premium. 23. Again, I think they're padding this out. I think they could have easily put this into like maybe 15 things. Treat yourself. A Valentine's Day dinner, pricey as fuck. Take the day as an excuse to spend less than you would on a fancy date or romantic getaway to get something totally unnecessary but fun for yourself. Like these cheapo pens on Amazon. Let's see what they've done. Okay, they're cute. They're cute, but I like that it's probably got a reference code, right? Yeah, Cosmopolitan. I mean, they're cute. Oh, man. Or this amazing foot scrub. Or just some makeup. Yeah, to treat yourself. Yeah. 24. Remember that Valentine's Day happens only once a year. Okay. Just like every other holiday, it's important to remember that it will soon be over. It's just a day. Says clinical psychologist Rebecca Montgomery, PhD. It's just a commercialized holiday. Engage in some extra self-love and tender loving care to make it through the 24 hours. It might feel like the world is out to get you when stores are decorated with red heart balloons and cheesy love songs. And cheesy love songs are playing on every car stereo. But come February 15th, all those cards with heartfelt messages in them will be lining a dumpster somewhere. 25. Also remember, Callie says, if they had kept it down to 15, your show would be over now. Glad it's a longer list. Well, I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think if it was 15, they probably would be much more... We'd spend more time on each of them, you know? But yeah. Also remember that V-Day wouldn't necessarily be better spent with a partner. Psychotherapist Hilda Burke says, many singletons imagine their coupled up counterparts are having a better time of it, particularly on Valentine's Day. It's human nature to think that the grass is always greener, but the fact is that being single is no better, no worse than being in a couple. After all, being in a relationship on Valentine's Day comes with its own set of anxieties and pressures. If you're single, you have the luxury of being selfish and putting your own needs first. Yeah, I mean, I have seen quite a few people being like, oh, shit, I haven't done something for Valentine's Day. And it's just a weird commercialized pressure because you should just be happy to be with each other every day of the year. But you got to do it. You're pressured by society because if you don't do it, everyone else is doing stuff. And it's like, oh, do you not love your partner? It's kind of like at Christmas. I'd rather have a truce. No one buy anyone anything. But it's all that sense of I better buy them something because if they get me something. 26. Remember your ghosts of Valentine's Day past in a productive way. Reflecting on past relationships isn't always the best thing to do, especially if you're still remotely into one of your exes. But for better or worse, Valentine's Day is the perfect opportunity to think about why things didn't work out with your ex and realise you deserve to be happy too. Relationships editor Crystal D. Jordan says it's important to remember that people who hurt you are better left in your past. And it's true, you're thriving on your own. Remember that. I mean, I feel a bit... Stike says sex isn't necessarily better with a partner. 27. Yeah, so on that one, yeah, I mean, I feel like that can be done at any time, and I feel like reflecting on the past is important. I think doing it on Valentine's Day is probably not healthy because of the connotations it comes with everything else. And 27, use the time to connect with your single friends. I think we've just had this. We talked about having a FaceTime call catch up. 28, spend the night with your vibrator. I love that they thrown that in like near the end. Not that anyone needs an excuse to spend some quality time alone, but if you don't have plans for Valentine's Day, then staying home with a battery-powered companion could be just what you need. You could make a whole date out of it. There we go. That or a sex bucket, as you guys were saying earlier. So 29, start a Valentine's Day Secret Santa with friends. I mean, yeah. So, all of this, people, what were the top three? What was everyone's top three on the list? Embark on an adventure, host a solo movie marathon, create a vision board, write letters to your future self, pamper yourself with a spa day, try a new recipe you've had bookmarked forever, or take yourself out to dinner, plan a Galentine's Day. Is it Galentine's? Galentine's. Have a long FaceTime catch up with another single friend or family member, go on a first date, take a fun class, get some retail therapy in, focus on your New Year's goals, do some pre-spring cleaning, have a sexy photo shoot, have a regular day, Write yourself a love letter. Take the day off from Instagram. Spread love by gifting yourself or others flowers. Remember that that being single legit isn't the worst thing. Do everything you'd do if you were coupled up. Hibernate. Treat yourself. Remember that Valentine's Day happens only once a year. Also remember that V-Day wouldn't necessarily be better spent with a partner. Remember your ghosts of Valentine's Days past in a productive way. Use the time to connect with your single friends. Spend the night with your vibrator. And start a Valentine's Day Secret Santa with friends. What did everyone think about as the top ones? Who wrote this? I will read their names again. So we got Veronica Lopez, who is the Sex and Relationships editor at Cosmopolitan. We've got Kayla Kibbe, is the associate Sex and Relationships editor. And Rachel Varina is a full-time freelance writer covering everything from the best vibrators to the best TV shows. Well, maybe she was winging that one in there. Secret banter. Right, solo movie, someone says. 28 is a belter. Self-love is important too. Not sure. All I know is I want to own a sex bucket now. Letter to future self and Galentine's, Callie says. Jesus Christ, Canuck. Disgusting. You can't say that. ChatGPT wrote this. Gaming marathon, contacting friends and family, and treat yourself. That's awesome. So I'm looking at the ones that I've got written down. I think embarking on a new adventure, and that could be traveling to a place, but it could also be like going out to get the ingredients for a new recipe you haven't cooked before. An adventure shouldn't just necessarily be about going somewhere else. It could be like learning something new where you are. So I think embarking on an adventure. I think having a long FaceTime catch up with another single friend or family member, I think is really, really good. And I would say take the day off from social media. I don't know. I definitely think maybe do some pre-spring cleaning. I think it's a really, really good one. Start having an affair with ChatGPT. Didn't someone here fall in love with her voice on one of your shows recently? Oh, yeah, I loved her voice. I love her voice. Well, why don't we ask? Why don't we ask her now? Let me find out. Here we go. Hey ChatGPT, so today is Valentine's Day and I'm hosting my weekly talk show right now, and I was just reading an article of 29 things to do on Valentine's Day if you are single, and it was pretty good, a lot of repetition. So I just wanted to ask you to tell my audience, I'm holding you to the microphone now so you can speak directly to them, what are the top 3 things you could recommend for singles to do on Valentine's Day that are going to be the most transformative in the most positive way?
Hey, everyone listening to the show. Happy Valentine's Day. If you're celebrating solo this year, I've got 3 transformative things you might consider doing today that can positively impact your life. First off, how about starting a self-improvement journey? This could be anything from beginning a new fitness routine, picking up a book on personal development, or even learning a new skill online. The key here is to choose something that excites you and promises growth. Next, consider giving back to your community. Volunteer your time at a local charity, help out at an animal shelter, or simply perform random acts of kindness. These actions not only contribute to your well-being, but also make a difference in the lives of others. And lastly, why not reconnect with nature? Take a long walk in a nearby park, plan a hike, or spend some time by the water if you're near a beach or a lake. Nature has a unique way of refreshing our spirit and putting things into perspective. Each of these activities offers a chance to celebrate love in its many forms, focusing on self-love, love for others, and love for the world around us. Enjoy your day, and remember, Valentine's Day is a perfect time to celebrate you and the love you have to give in all its forms.
Wow, that was beautiful. And actually, better than the article that we just read. The audience are really grateful, and they're wishing you a happy Valentine's Day. The last thing is, I always encourage my viewers to hit the like button because it helps my video do better. I've got like over 30 people watching right now, but only 15 people have hit the like button. So before you go, could you just help on my behalf make the case of why they should hit the like button if they haven't already?
Absolutely. And a happy Valentine's Day to all of you, too. Hitting the like button might seem like a small action, but it really makes a big difference. When you hit like, it tells the platform that you're enjoying the content, which in turn helps more people discover it. It's a way of showing your support for the show without saying a word, encouraging the host to keep creating content that you love. Plus, it helps build a community of like-minded individuals who can share, connect, and learn from each other. So, if you've enjoyed the talk, the tips, or just the positive vibes, hitting that like button is a quick, free way to say thanks and ensure there's more where that came from. Let's spread the love and positivity, especially today.
Oh, I love her. I love her so much. Isn't she wonderful? Honestly, though, those three things, I loved it because it did, like, obviously cover some of the ground in that article. And, you know, joking aside, the article has a lot of really great nuanced things. I talked about repetition, but the reality is there were some differences there that come at it from different angles. But I do like that framing about having love for yourself, like treating yourself, having love for other people, you know, doing good deeds, and then having love for the world around you. Lupa says, date her. Date her. Myles, you're fired. We're replacing you with AI. All really, really good. So listen, people, those were 29. Let me read it. And the link of this article is in the description of this video. 29 Things to Do If You're Single on Valentine's Day by Veronica, Kayla, and Rachel. That was it. So, massive thank you for everyone tuning in. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. And if Valentine's Day is still happening for you, hey, you might be watching this and have got a date tonight or going out with a loved one, all the power to you. And as I said, I think this list, there are many things there that could even apply to people that relationships, like if it was like learning a new recipe with someone else, amazing. Going on an adventure together, like there are so many things now, which would be really, really, really good. So, that was nice. Any bits of housekeeping before I wrap up? I've got a couple of Let's Plays I need to do. I've got some like projects happening in the background. I've just started working on a new project, a freelance project for a VR company. I will probably talk about it next week. I'm actually meeting with them on Friday, which should be good. But yeah, I need to get all this wrapped up. But thank you, everyone. And there are so many funny thoughts coming through about today's episode. Keep them coming as we go through the credits. But just having a look here. Look at this. You've done very well. You've done all the difficult bit. I feel like you're on the easy bit now with this. Oh, look at that. I slammed that right in the right place straight away. Whoa. Oh, no, wasn't that. Oh, I'm messing that up there. It was there. Yeah, have a go. Almost done. And it also, there's a leap year. There's a leap year for sure. And thank you to everyone that's hit the like button. I appreciate you and love you. But yeah. And thank you for the congrats and the kind words. It is a freelance work. It's gonna pay the bills. And while I'm looking for more long-term work, but it's a cool project. It's for devs of a very well-established VR game. We're basically going to be taking it to the next level, and I'm very, very excited to be working alongside them. So that should be great. And going to stop rambling. So have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful rest of your week. it is my birthday on Saturday. I am going to be having a meal with my family in the evening. I might do a bonus show, but if not, actually, when I do PSVR without parole on Friday night, it will become my birthday during the live show. An hour into the show, it will become my birthday. So feel free to tune in then and say happy birthday to me then. But yeah, give me your final thoughts. What were the biggest takeaways? And let me know. And yeah, I will see you next time. Much love, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day.
I saw you on the road. I was chasing sunsets all alone. The darkness faded, painting goodbye big sky. Far away but dreaming of your ocean eyes. Thought I saw you on the road. I was chasing sunsets all alone. The darkness faded, painting goodbye big sky. Far away but dreaming of your ocean eyes. Thought I saw you on the road. I was chasing sunsets all alone. The darkness faded, painting goodbye big sky. Far away but dreaming of your ocean eyes.
I don't really have anything else to say other than choose love. I love this charity, Choose Love. I used to have a shirt of theirs like this, and Choose Love was written in massive text. And then I ordered this one, and it never turned up. And when I asked for it again, they said, "Oh, it's in the post," and it came. And I don't know if they've just changed the design, but it feels really small. Look. Normally it's like Choose Love. Normally it's like all the way down. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a random thought I had at the end. Very, very kind, Mojo. I love all of you too. I got to head off. Have a good rest of your night, guys. And yeah, I'm putting some time aside this week to really refine the show for the rest of the year. Got some cool ideas coming up. But yeah, the reality is my life has just been incredibly disrupted this year, and it doesn't things can be disruptive in a positive way. So at the moment I'm getting my kitchen redone. That is a positive thing, but moving back in with my parents, which has been amazing. My parents have been very supportive of all this. Change a location while starting some new work projects and stuff like that just kind of throws you all up in the air and stuff. So yeah, it's been a bit of a weird one, but I'm very lucky to have so many supportive people in my life. and I adore you all for it. So yeah, take care of yourselves, and we will speak soon. Bye bye.